Hi everyone, this is day 10 of my live 77-day video challenge, Heart and Soul with Evelyn. Now, yesterday I touched upon how I was born in Fort Knox, which is a military installation, and I was born something called a Army brat, meaning that my father served in the Army, or a brat could also refer to a family member whose father or whose main person who takes care of them was serving in the military, either the Air Force, Navy, or the Army. So it's kind of an interesting term that originated when the British, so it's B-R-A-T, and it's the term that started in Britain, and it stands for British Regiment Attached Traveler. So this was the status put onto families who were able to travel with their soldier husband, father. And so I was considered a brat. Now, I never realized I was a part of history and until I started talking to other people. Now, after World War II, Germany was divided into 4 zones, was divided from the Allies, just to make sure that, because after World War, of course, I'm not going to be a huge history lesson, but I just wanted to show how it was divided up. The red part is the former East Germany, which was called the German Democratic Republic, and the Russians controlled that area, and the other parts of Germany were called the Federal Republic of Germany, also West Germany. So you can see here we had Great Britain, the US, and France. France was only there for a couple of years. Now, from 1946 to 1990, when just after the Berlin Wall came down, they had US 250,000 troops were in Germany, in these different places stationed amongst West Germany, as well as British troops as well. But I'm only going to be talking about the American troops. So a lot of servicemen were stationed in West Germany, and they brought their family along. Now, throughout the Cold War, which was from 1946 till 1990, 250,000 American troops, along with their family, which was about the same number. So almost 500,000 Americans were living in West Germany. Now, it was an interesting way to grow up. We were very loyal to our country. Whenever the anthem would play, if we were at the movie theater, we'd have to stand up. And I'm trying to remember if we actually had to salute or... No, I remember we had to put our hand over our heart. And that was just something we did, and we were used to it. We had one television channel. It was called the AFN, Armed Forces Network, and it stopped broadcasting. I think it was like at 11, so it was only broadcast from maybe 8 in the morning till 11, so there wasn't much television. We were immersed into the military culture. We also lived in housing areas. Now, if you see here, I actually lived in Butzbach, a town called Butzbach. This is the military housing that we lived in, and this is the building that we lived in. It would be like three stories, and then the top bit would be the attic. And I loved it when you lived in the attic. I had a few friends who lived in the attic, and it was kind of a cool place to live if you lived up there. We always went in the basement. We would have our laundry rooms, and we'd have storage down there as well. So this was kind of where we lived. Now, if they didn't have housing for us in the military housing, we would have to live on the economy amongst the German people. It was a fantastic way to live. Now, I moved every 2 or 3 years. I moved from Germany to America, back to Germany, all over the place. So the first 18 years of my life, I was known as a military brat, moving all over the States, all over Germany, and just experiencing life. I mean, it was a bit difficult starting new schools. But I think the exposure to new cultures and having to make new friends at all the different schools has made me a resilient person. And I think I feel I am a bit accepting of other cultures as well. And actually mixed, half German, half Filipino, American citizen. That's another story. But and all of the people within the military community, it was fantastic because we were like a community of Americans in a foreign country, and we were able to make friendships. Of course, a lot of people were moving back and forth, so we would always make the newcomers feel welcome whenever we could. So I thought I would just talk a little bit about that, and I hope that just gives you a little bit more perspective from where I grew up. And if anyone is listening, if you were born in a military town, if you just pop me a message or put it in the comments. So I was born in Fort Knox, Kentucky, but my brother, he was born in Heidelberg, Patrick Henry, Army base. So if you're an Army brat, where were you born? Just out of curiosity. Hey, I look forward to your company tomorrow. This was day 10, and tomorrow will be day 11. Have a great day.